There are a plethora of mystery games out there, ranging from your classic detective games to exploration and even crime. But what's beautiful about this game in particular is its mystery and discovery. If you're looking for something different with a unique concept that I haven't seen in any other game, this one might be perfect for you. Return of the Obra Dinn. It's the year 1807, and you, a highly recognized investigator, have been given an odd job. A job that nobody wants, according to the old man rowing you forward. A job that will test your detective skills in ways you couldn't have even have imagined before you started playing this game. After a brief voyage in the rowboat, you've now arrived at the Obra Dinn, a merchant ship that has been missing for the past 5 years. It has finally reappeared off the coast of England with no surviving crew or passengers. And a ghost ship turning up on shore surely isn't something you see every day. You've been given the task by the East India Company to try and figure out what happened to her and her crew and passengers. And the game mechanic of how you do this is what makes this game unique. At the start, you are given 2 items, a pocket watch and a book. The book is where you will detail the tragedy of the events that transpired aboard the Obra Dinn and the fates of all the souls aboard the ship. Upon opening the book, you find some information about the ship, some schematics, sketches about how life was aboard, and a detailed list of the crew. You'll notice that in total there are 60 members, both crew and passengers, as well as their names and their occupation. This information is your starting point and will be key to your investigation, while the eerie atmosphere and howling wind give you second thoughts. The floorboards creak as you gently walk to the bow of the ship. Armed with your pocket watch and book, you turn around and make your way to the captain's quarters. As you approach the captain's quarters, you are greeted with a pile of human remains. As you get closer, you notice that your pocket watch is starting to glow. That sounded like a gunshot? In a panic, you quickly turn around to notice the corpse behind you standing up with a bullet discharged into their chest, and another person standing behind them. Who could that possibly be? As you quickly take a step back and turn towards the captain's quarters, you notice a man standing there with a gun in hand. You've just witnessed your first event, your first death. After a brief moment of shock and awe, suddenly the pocket watch starts to make sense. This is no ordinary pocket watch, but one with the power to take you back to the moment the death transpired. Did the old man know? No wonder nobody wanted this job. And while you briefly considered quitting, returning home, saying nothing of worth was left on the ship, but then you realize you have an incredible opportunity. What if I solve the mystery of the Obra Dinn, you say to yourself? Your reputation would skyrocket. You would go down in history as the person who solved the mystery of the Obra Dinn. As your watch glows again, you suddenly notice that the body holding the gun has moved further back into the captain's quarters. So you proceed further and you find another corpse, which takes you back again. Could he be the captain? It's impossible to tell at this point, but whoever he was, he clearly had a lot of enemies. As you proceed, you find another corpse, and another after that. The watch visibly shakes as you are now seeing it happen in real time, watching the events transpire. In the midst of all of this chaos, the idea of the pocket watch taking you back to relive the events and seeing how everything pieces together is something that immediately hooked me on this game. You not only get to find clues, but you also get to see just how it actually happened. The story gets presented to you in the form of dioramas, accompanied by dialogue. So it's like everything is happening all around you, and you're just standing there in the midst of that chaos, unable to do anything but watch. Oh, and the book fills in automatically. Nice. Did everyone die? Or is there a possibility for survivors? One thing is for sure. You will have to go deeper into the ship to discover more clues. As you descend and set foot onto the lower decks of the ship, you quickly glance at the map, which reveals you now find yourself on the gun deck, the second of the 4 decks. Its name fairly obvious considering the large amount of cannons present. The final deck of the Obra Dinn is what's known as the cargo hold, and this is where, as you guessed, the cargo goes. The game does a really good job at giving you just enough information to be able to deduce the identity of the crew and the passengers. You get the precise layout of the ship, which doesn't hold a decent amount of clues to where certain people of certain jobs would likely be during the events that transpired. By using the watch at every corpse, you are, as I said, given a diorama of what transpired and some form of dialogue. But what is important to take note of are the people present at the scene. You can zoom in and pull up the sketches of life at the Obra Dinn. All of the surroundings will give you clues. As you slowly walk through the lower decks, you begin to notice the chaos, the destruction, the rot. The smell is unbearable. The cargo decks show signs of battle, and you begin to think about potential pirate raids and what possibly could have transpired here. The big locked door in the back room of the cargo deck. Corpses scattered everywhere. But as you find more and keep going through the ship, recording all events in the book, all the evidence you collect begins to point towards an idea. You begin to ponder on the idea of it all starting. Although everyone seemed happy in the sketches, life at sea is not an easy one. Is this what put the crew at each other's throats? Or is there something else? Something far more terrifying. When you're playing, make sure you check out all the hidden places, so you don't end up like me spending 20 minutes looking for a severed leg. Once you've completed the stories and found all of the corpses, the fun is just getting started. Remember that notebook I told you to keep at the beginning of the video? I hope you've been keeping good record of all the stuff you see, because now you get to use all the information you've been given and have collected to try and deduce the identity of all 60 crew members, passengers, and their respective fates. No game since playing Hollow Knight in 2022 has been able to hook me in a way Return of the Obra Dinn did. This game is, I believe, the first mystery game I've played as far as I can remember, and it's unlocked an excitement for a new genre. I guess for me, the only main downside of this game is the true lack of replayability. Unless you're magically able to wipe your memory, nothing will truly compare to a blind playthrough. Return of the Obra Dinn is one of those games that you experience once, but when you do, you'll never truly be able to experience it in the same way again. All in all, the game took me about 11 hours to fully complete, and I enjoyed every moment of it. If you like mystery games and are looking for something unique and different, go play Return of the Obra Dinn. I think you'll really enjoy it.